The tourism industry continues to perform well despite challenges. This from Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Sue Springer, as stakeholders met today for the association's third quarterly general meeting. Lorna Jones reports.
Thousands of travelers flock to our shores from the United States and Europe. And while you might imagine that sluggish growth in economies worldwide would mean fewer arrivals, Barbados is still faring well. Figures for August are up 3.2%, with an overall increase so far for 2016 of 5.3%. CEO of the BHTA, Sue Springer, says the industry can look forward to more airlift shortly, including a flight from New Jersey.
There is increased airlift from nearly all of our major markets. JetBlue is adding additional service from Boston beginning December the 4th, as well as a new flight from Newark from the 19th of November to the 7th of January. Air Canada Rouge will bring 3 weekly services from Toronto and from Montreal, doubling capacity from November to April. WestJet is to upgrade the equipment they're using for 3 days of the week from November to April and will increase the seat capacity by 2,600 seats.
The increased airlift also includes flights from Germany and the UK. Ms. Springer says, however, the lower UK exchange rate is having some impact.
The UK visitors love their vacation. They're not going to not come on vacation, but they're cutting back on what they're doing. I've always said I've seen people at the bus stop, but I think I'm seeing even more people at the bus stop now. And this may not be such as we move forward into the winter season, but we're certainly seeing it at the moment. The major selling period for the tour operators in the UK is the 6 weeks after Christmas, and sales during this period will be a measurement of what effect Brexit has or has not had on the travel from the UK.
While Ms. Springer notes that occupancy rates among the association's 40 registered hotels are not showing much of an increase, Chairman of the BHTA, Roseanne Myers, says visitors are turning to Airbnb to source alternative accommodation.
It was reported that Airbnb alone, and they are one of 5 or 6 platforms, was responsible for 13,000 visitors coming to Barbados and staying at the homes mainly of ordinary Barbadians.
Ms. Myers encouraged players in the tourism industry to embrace our culture to provide the authentic experience that more and more tourists are seeking. Going forward, the BHTA will also be focusing on matters such as improving regional travel, environmental concerns, and food and beverage concessions. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Lorna. Well, Ms. Springer says local farmers will soon have a direct link to buyers in the tourism industry. She told the BHTA meeting the initiative will allow buyers easy access to the produce they need.
We also have our MIF project for small and medium enterprises. We are moving forward in a very positive manner, and by December we will have some very exciting news that we should have open a central facility for a number of our farmers and for produce that you will be able to purchase for your operation.
After 7 years, the Food, Rum and Wine Festival has been rebranded to become the Food and Rum Festival. Its new title was launched last evening at the Blackwood Screw Dock.
The usually dark and quiet Blackwood Screw Docks came alive for last night's launch, which showcased colourful and mouth-watering cocktails and dishes by the island's best chefs and mixologists. Minister of Tourism Richard Seeley says the name change highlights the island's rum history.
I've never seen a vineyard in Barbados yet, but we are the home of rum, and we have to, of course, highlight that particular fact. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a fact. I don't hear the Mexicans apologizing for tequila. I don't hear the Russians apologizing for vodka. I don't hear the Scots apologizing for whiskey. Why should we apologize for rum? It started right here in Barbados.
He envisions the festival will grow to earn a spot on the national calendar of events and showcase more local culture.
We are on the cusp of something really large here. And I see a food festival that will take into account all of our many local offerings. I'm happy to see the pudding and sauce competition there. We need to do that. We need to celebrate what is ours. I see a food festival that will embrace the entertainment element as well. Because foodies, once they come here, they will want to see what else we have to offer. And I see something that can celebrate our fashion, that can celebrate our mores, our habits as Barbadians.
Several Barbadian chefs will be at the forefront of the festival.
It's a real pleasure to see some of the stalwarts, if I can call them that, people like Craig Greenwich and Michael Harrison, Michael Hines, John Hazard. They were all part of the original culinary team that we had. Henderson Butcher, I think, was part of that those days too, and they are here. But then we have the Damien Leach, who's of course coming on very strong. And I want to especially mention Jason Howard.
Among the events are the Taste of the Spirits of Polo, a pudding and sauce competition, and the Feet in the Sand barbecue and cook-off. The Food and Rum Festival runs from November 17th to 20th.
Almost every sector in Barbados and the region could benefit from the development and use of information and communication technology, or ICT. From areas such as health and education to tourism, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister and President of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, Senator Darcy Boyce, is optimistic they can become better through ICT.
Our tourism sector will benefit from ICT in sales and marketing, as well as the management of the establishments. Our educational services, both at the administrative level and through e-learning, particularly at the tertiary levels where we do have a shortage of educational spaces. Our trade and commerce will benefit, particularly through e-commerce, service payments, and credit bureau operations, secure payments and credit bureau operations. And in each of those areas, we have a deficit in our region.
Senator Boyce's comments came at the opening of ICT Week Barbados at the Crane Resort. There will also be a special meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development, or COTED, on information and communication technology, focusing on the draft roadmap for the CARICOM single ICT space, among other key areas.
That outcome has been mandated by the most recent conference of the heads of government of the Caribbean community and its meeting in July in Ghana last July. A second key outcome is for the CTU ministers to agree on and constitute a governmental team to work with the telecommunications service providers through their organization, the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunications Organizations, CANTO, on several issues of concern, both to the telecommunication companies and the governments.
CEO of Digicel Barbados, Connor Looney, says the information and communication technology sector across the Caribbean is vibrant, and he says investments in technology have contributed to the transformation of lives.
The key indicators reveal that considerable gains have been made in bringing world-class ICT products and services to customers across the Caribbean. As our technology changes at the speed of light, our customers' needs are also rapidly changing. And in meeting these changes, we have to recognize that the spread of ICT capability across the world is quickly changing the face of internet and device usage, all of which is fueling the appetite for new innovations.
Well, Mr. Looney says Digicel will continue to invest heavily in the Caribbean,
including rolling out the latest innovations such as fiber to the home, fiber to the business, and LTE networks across the countries that we operate in. This will ensure that our customers have access to the fastest and the most reliable internet connectivity, speeds that outperform some of the major countries in the world, and all, of course, now endorsed by our newest recruit, our lifetime ambassador and chief speed officer, Usain Bolt. Here in Barbados, Digicel has rolled out a 1,000-kilometre all-fibre network, providing communication and entertainment services to homes and businesses across the island at a cost of $42 million.
Well, coming up, we'll tell you about a rare citizen's arrest.
Winning a fabulous Miami shopping spree is in the cards. Use any Scotiabank credit card for all your everyday shopping, dining out, and more. You'll earn chances to win a trip for two to Miami, including round-trip airfare and $1,000 in cash. The more you use your card, the more chances to win. So pay with any Scotiabank credit card today. Need a card? Apply now to get a welcome bonus, plus more chances to win. Contest ends September 30th. Conditions apply.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network. More than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153 to sign up to Digicel today.
A number of Barbadians in the Wilde area witnessed a rare citizen's arrest today. Videos being circulated widely on social media showing a man being grappled in a headlock by another man on the pavement of a car park. Reports reaching us here at the CBC are that the man was held down for about half an hour before members of the Royal Barbados Police Force arrived. Public Relations Officer Station Sergeant Roland Cobbler says while he does not yet have details about the incident, it was drawn to his attention. The man who effected the arrest appears to have seen another man whom he made a police report against. Station Sergeant Cobbler says there are not many instances in which people effect citizens' arrests. He says the RBPF always advises people to call the police if they are a victim of a crime rather than taking matters into their own hands. The newly crowned Miss Universe Barbados, Shannon Harris, is unfazed by the controversy surrounding her win. Following her coronation, some social media users went as far as to suggest she only won because of her complexion. However, Miss Universe Barbados is happy and is looking forward to representing Barbados well at the 65th Miss Universe pageant in the Philippines in January next year. Barbados last competed in that pageant in 2007.
I would say that I am here to represent our country and I'm happy to do so, and when I bring home the crown I hope everybody's supportive and as happy as I am. I would encourage anybody to join the pageant, honestly, because it's a life-changing experience, as I said, and you would learn a lot, not just for pageants but for life, and you can take them with you forever.
It's World Alzheimer's Day, and as focus is placed on the disease, Barbadians are being reminded it does not only affect the elderly. According to President of the Barbados Alzheimer's Association, Pamelia Burton, there are records of people in their 30s and 40s developing the disease. She says that as Barbadians get older, the numbers could increase.
As you may know, it has become an epidemic now. It's all over the world. Barbados is no exception. As of 2014, we were looking at 4,077. And that is 2014. This is 2016. So you can imagine what the numbers are like, considering we have such a high aging population. So it's up to us now as to what we want to do with it. And I think we have to strike very fast because, as I said before, with the aging population, it's going to get worse.
World Alzheimer's Day is observed to raise awareness of the most common cause of dementia. This year's theme is Remember Me. Ms. Burton says caring for a person with the disease can be difficult, and the association has been reaching out to help Barbadians caring for someone with Alzheimer's. She's advising people who may present symptoms to visit a doctor.
Encourage them to see a doctor. Now, that is not always easy. So sometimes a doctor might come and see you. But I know of cases where right now, even yesterday, I had a lady call and she had the same problem. But then when I listened to her, there was so much more because she was talking about abuse. Oh, you see, and that's another, because person with dementias tend to would be more easily to be abused than any other person who's just, say, suffering from just being an elderly person. And a lot of that is going on right now, so we have to be looking out for that as well.
Still to come, the Barbados Water Authority is unveiling a fresh series of measures to tackle the water crisis in St. Joseph and rural parishes across the island. A top BWA official reveals them on today's edition of Water Wednesdays.
Caribbean Catalyst will be facilitating